Frankie, it's after hours today. We got an art contest to go through. We got a website to talk about, and so much more today on BoxMac After Hours.
We're announcing the art contest winners.
The art contest winners. I'm super excited about this because I've seen a fair number of them, or I think I've seen a fair number of them as they've come in. Really cool stuff.
We've seen all of the entries except for one, because we had one person request
that we open it live on the air.
Now, that kind of gives him a little bit of an advantage, I feel like, because that makes it so that we can't decide who the winner is until we've opened his package.
That's right.
And the him in question, the reason we honored it was because it was our former guest, Angry Kirby.
That's right.
The man who has a legion of aggressive Chilean fans.
Aggressive Chileans.
You know what I think we should do is open his first.
All right.
Then we'll look at everybody else's. That way it's not like his is the grand finale or something.
Sure. He's attached a letter to it, and this is, he had arrived in a small box. This is how it arrived.
Hello, BoxMac. What is inside this package is my entry for the art contest. Angry Kirby, great at making green screen videos, not the best writer in the world.
Oh, all right.
If you wait and open it during the show, I think that'd be cool to see your reaction to it for the first time, even though the art isn't mind-blowing this time. Does that imply that it was mind-blowing last time?
Did he put an entry in a previous contest?
Well, he didn't make the contest, but it was the one where you and I are drowning in noodles.
Oh, that was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, mind-blowing even. My entry is the entire package, more than just the art. You will see what I mean when you open it. Also, there is no need to cut open the packaging. It should pull off pretty easy. Don't cut the blue wire. JK, lol, tongue out, smiley face. It's not a bomb.
I never quite understood that smiley, but
it means I'm f***ing around.
All right.
I shouldn't even joke about that. Come to think of it, I'm going to type up this note and not cut up magazine covers to write it. Yes, this is much better, less suspicious. Read this next part only after opening. Okay.
All right. The packaging is supposed to be easy open, Frankie.
Is he sure about that? It's just tape all over the place. Is it possibly a VHS cover?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is, with a VHS inside it.
Did he even dub it to VHS? I mean, that's the next question. We don't have a VCR here to test.
I have one. I'd have to go get it and set it up.
There's no way that's going to happen. VHS classics. All right, he made me as fat as you.
We're not quite the same level of fat.
Junt's BoxMac, Halloween special, Christmas special, 7 bonus episodes, music video. So he's, of course, referencing when we were laughing at the idea of commercial VHSs. EJ, who's also just as fat.
Oh, yeah, so we're all similarly fat.
We happen to know he is a better artist than this, though.
Yes.
so as much as I appreciate this, I think he could have, he could have done a little better there.
Cool idea, though. It's fun.
He stapled it together. So that's kind of cool. BoxMac Volume 1 Mac Attack. Oh Noodle, the best cooking show entirely about mac and cheese is now on VHS. Frankie and Junt review many Macs in a Mac Attack. You get the spooky Halloween special, crazy Christmas special, America vs. Canada Macs, Cracker Barrel, gluten-free, and electric Mac cooker reviews, music videos, and more. And of course, he uses his own art in the background. Yes. He has an ISBN.
As one would. So I'm going to continue. Also know it is not a mock-up. It is the real thing and contains your content and can be watched from beginning to end.
Whoa, so he actually was able to fit it on there? Mine first.
Today on BoxMac.
Yeah!
It's good!
I hope you enjoy it and that nobody else did the same thing but better. I hope to win the hand steaming machine, Angry Kirby.
Pretty cool. He was actually on the hand steaming machine episode.
Yes.
So
it would almost be appropriate.
Well, if it was just the case, I might have said, yeah, it's great, but there might be other better contestants.
Yeah.
Actually producing the VHS.
Which, you actually need a little bit of equipment to move YouTube videos to VHS.
Yeah.
So what else do we got, though? We got lots of other entries. Some really cool stuff.
Check this out.
This is incredible.
The folks that sent me this printed it for me.
And this is a really nice quality print, too.
So the poster says, "They're here to save the world from bad mac and cheese," which I think is a play on the original tagline for the Ghostbusters poster.
Yep.
Junt, Frankie, Nina, sometimes. You in the I guess, No Bad Mac logo.
Yes.
I ain't afraid of no noodle. And they did a little something with your stock smiling face.
Like a little posterizing and making it monochrome. You got the blue and yellow theme going in there.
It's pretty good. Now, this was submitted by somebody who I went to college with.
Yep.
But haven't been in contact with really since. Dear Frankie and Junt, please find enclosed our entry for your arts and crafts contest. I know you guys were looking for crafty stuff this time, but once we caught inspiration for this poster, it demanded to be made. Chris and I, Chris with a K and no H, and I are coworkers.
KRIS.
Yes. We love watching your videos during lunch breaks at work and have seen every episode of BoxMac and Junt's Cart. They're sort of our sister shows, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
You guys are truly doing God's work. We hope you get a kick out of it and want to feature it on an upcoming BoxMac. Well, of course, here we are.
Of course.
Sincerely, your fans, Adam Conway and Chris Cyphers. P.S. In case any of the other guys are upset we put Nina on the poster over them, I chose her because, number one, that is the spot on the original poster where Sigourney Weaver is credited, so it keeps the two guys, one girl theme, and number two, we are both vegans, so we are obviously biased in her favor.
That's cute.
That's good. I'm glad that vegans aren't turned off by our show. I'm glad that because of Nina, they have an in.
Yep.
So this is pretty great.
It's pretty awesome.
And again, going the extra mile and printing it really makes a diff. This cost somebody money. Might have been
quite a bit.
might have been a business.
Yeah, well, even if it, I mean, I don't even know what printing technique was used for it, honestly. I can't tell. Must have been something expensive.
The next one is a video.
A video?
You're not going to get the reference, but I'll explain it.
All right.
Hey, I'm Junt. I'm not so Junt. And this is BoxMac.
Okay. So there's a very popular Let's Play series. Let's Play is a genre.
I know what a Let's Play.
I don't know what you don't know.
You're right to assume I know nothing.
You mostly watch the match game, and I figure.
Yes, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Riley.
There's a very popular Let's Play called Game Grumps.
Yep.
And the opening is basically exactly that.
Hey, I'm Krafts. I'm not so Krafts. And we're the Game Grumps.
And
That's cool.
I quite like the artist renderings of our faces.
That's cool, though. I like the stylizing.
That was submitted by Jeff Hibbert.
Yep.
Who's been a longtime fan. This next one is really very creative. This is a series of makeups.
Yeah, this was a really cool idea. So we kind of asked for some things that were a little different, and this is definitely a really neat interpretation of that, right?
HEB reduced sodium, which she obviously watches the show.
Yep.
My two favorite things on YouTube are Makeup Tutorials and BoxMac, a mac and cheese review show by Red Cow Entertainment. I brought them together with some Mac-inspired makeup looks for the art contest. I had so much fun making these.
They were really cool, and some of them are actually very nice. They suit her very nicely, I think. Very cool stuff.
And that's submitted by Leela. This next one is by last contest's winner, Josh James, who made the humanoid noodles.
Yeah.
He has painted us a red cow.
This is painted.
Yeah, he painted that. Don't you want that in your home? That looks like it would go somewhere in this house.
Yeah. This is very cool. Right. I like it.
Right. Oh, he's a creative guy, and he's been working on some of the background landscapes for the video game.
That's awesome.
Our old friend Smallvine, which these fans don't know, but if you were a fan of
the Red Cow Extended Universe.
Yes, the How Are We podcast, and it's our friend Aaron's uncle, who we love because he's so crazy.
Yeah.
And he for a little while he was making these weird little sort of clay sculptures of things, and he threw this together. I think he would be mad at me for presenting this as a submission. He thinks he could have done better, but there's a small clay Junt.
The hat bears some passing resemblance.
And then after that, it's just sort of a monster face.
Yes, it looks like a scary nightmare Junt.
So he doesn't win. This one, I hesitate to say that it's an art submission because we really, really, really know the person who submitted it.
Yeah.
It's Paula, who also was a major member of the How Are We podcast. Paula hand drew this, right? I think this is freaking fantastic.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
It's like sort of magic hour, right? You and I are riding on noodles that are sort of dolphins.
Yeah.
There's a red cow snorkeling. She based, I think, my look here, the sunglasses, beard, backwards hat, on the first episode of Winter Moths. Mm-hmm. She saw me there and said, "Oh, I'm gonna make him look that way." I'm holding some kind of box of Mac. You, of course, have a large wooden spoon. Oh, and that's the original, and she delivered it to me in frame.
Wow.
I think this is fantastic.
It's excellent.
It really should win, right? The thing is, Paula don't want no electric Mac cooker.
No. And also, yeah, I do feel, I think, to align with your concern, that it's a little bit of like Nina entering the art contest.
Right. I mean, Emily, for one, is working on a major project, like one that would blow all of these out of the water. But like, she shouldn't win.
No, I mean, it's kind of like when you had the contests, like the radio contest, and they'd say the rules, like employees of so-and-so. Employees of Red Cow Entertainment are not eligible.
Now, there are other people in this list that we know peripherally.
Yeah.
But I think they're all, they classify as fans.
If they're just fans, like, we've worked with Paula before, so I think it's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We agreed that the winner gets an electric Mac cooker.
That's right.
A t-shirt in their size.
Yep.
And a Blu-ray.
Okay.
Pretty good, right?
That's great. Except for the electric Mac cooker.
The runner-up gets a Blu-ray and a few of our favorite Macs.
Okay.
I think I know who won, and I think I know who the runner-up is.
All right.
I think Angry Kirby, because of his involvement with the electric Mac cooker.
Yep.
Because of his fully produced VHS.
Yep.
I think that takes one step beyond the high-res print here, and I think he gets it.
Yeah.
And I think that Ghostbusters is our runner-up.
I agree.
If there was no VHS content,
Yeah, I think
he'd be runner-up.
I think it would have been runner-up.
I really appreciate the makeup though too. I think that's pretty fantastic.
Yes, that was a really original idea. I really like it.
And but for me, it got edged out just a little bit because of if you send something physical, you're gonna have an advantage in the contest.
Yeah.
That granted, she can't send her face physically.
No, I mean she could fly out and demonstrate each of them, but that would be a little ridiculous.
So I don't want to penalize anybody for that, but she did fantastic.
It was really cool. I'd never thought of anything like that.
Yeah, pretty great. So we'll do one of these again sometime, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll move on with our after hours. So major announcement.
And
then a set of sub announcements.
Okay.
For the past year and a half, I have been developing the redcowentertainment.com website.
Yes, a complete refresh of it.
Yeah.
From the ground upwards.
A lot of people have a really good question, which is who needs a website?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Dun, dun, dun. We do.
We have videos. We have feature films.
Yep.
We have web series.
Yep.
We have podcasts.
Sure.
We have writings.
Uh-huh.
We have a store.
Yes.
We need a place for people to go to find out what our contacts are.
Yeah.
We have all this stuff. We'd like to have a written blog that says
right.
what we're up to. You got to put that all in one place.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, if you think about how most people navigate or present their shows and things, I mean, YouTube is really the place, right?
Yep.
YouTube and maybe Facebook a little, some other places.
People don't have, what I've been saying is people don't really have web presences anymore. They have social media presences.
That's right.
Yeah.
And social media has, I think, for a lot of people, unfortunately, become all of their presence. And that's fine.
Right.
But I think that for us, there's always been so much more than can be easily expressed.
And we know that a lot of people find us through things like BoxMac, and we want them to sort of navigate through all of our other work, because if you like BoxMac and you like Junt's Cart and you like listening to John talk about deals, Howawi is the podcast for you, because we talk about, there's hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long podcasts where we do things like play games and laugh about
some really cool fun games. So one of those I did buy from a church fair. So again, that's the giant 1 foot heated slipper.
Yep.
Classic 1972 channel amplifier with VU meters, or the $25 gift card to Lee's.
I'm gonna go with the one slot slipper.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then our feature films, of course, John's involved in all of those, and I direct them, and we make those constantly.
Yep.
And there's just tons of stuff on there. So we needed to put it all in one place. So I'm just going to go through the story very quickly of how fraught this got. I originally had used like a WordPress template to get a lot of this done, and it just wasn't cutting it anymore. And I wanted to have a running archive of all of our stuff from 1999 and on. Everything
we've ever done.
Right.
So I says to him, what am I, a unicorn?
And then there was the concern of like, well, some of it's not that good. Like, should you put that out in the public, really?
Yeah.
And that's when I started to devise the idea of like sort of subscriber content and non-subscriber content, anonymous. So you can we can curate our best stuff, and then if you're a super fan, you can go in.
You can come in and see everything.
And it's not just bad stuff that's behind a login. It's also things like podcasts that can't really be out there for any given reason.
Yeah.
People's identities that didn't want to be involved anymore going forward on Google and stuff like that.
Things to which there were rights or content issues.
Right. So now you can log in and get all that stuff. So it's literally all there. And if you log in, it's all there. So used a WordPress template initially. It wasn't cutting it. Asked Hannah, who was our she was an actress and having fun up there, and also a web designer, to kind of give us a redesign. She was moving to New York at the time, and also I think a lot of her design sense is inspired by things like Tumblr and modern web.
Yeah.
And not that I don't want to be modern web, but it's a little. This is more like Hulu, less like a blog, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a media center.
Yes.
So I put together some designs in Photoshop myself.
Yep.
Mapped the whole thing out. Found a WordPress to PSD service in Romania. They threw together what is now the design, what you see. Did a great job. Then after paying them in advance, they completely flaked out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I go to Upwork.com, hired a guy from Bangladesh to finish it, then started discovering all of the bugs that were there. So it was a much bigger project than just finishing a WordPress theme. Then there was the months and months and months of actually entering all the data into it.
Yeah, tons of data, like astronomical amounts.
Like over 600 videos.
Yeah.
Over 200 podcasts, all of the scripts.
Tons of music, all the soundtracks, tons of photos, production stills from every single film.
The tagline to the website should be, "When I die, it's all here." It's an archive, in a lot of ways. So the next time you go, hey, I want to watch sumos.
Yes.
You will, and that's a lot of our content had the early stuff had copyright. So the website also allows us to, if we can't put it on YouTube for whatever reason, we find some other way to use it.
Yeah, and it can all be linked from there as a central point.
So Bangladesh flakes out because he's unhappy.
Yep.
And then I hire Peter from the Ukraine, and Peter from Upwork, and Peter from the Ukraine got us home.
Yep.
Although Peter from the Ukraine, good guy, but like you gotta hold his hand and make him do everything.
Yep.
So it's like I don't want this to break. Like for instance, if you hired somebody to clean your car.
Yeah.
And you were like, clean the car. And he'd be like, what does that mean, clean car? You'd be like, like pick up the trash, sort of like maybe scrub the windows. He'd be like,
scrub window.
Okay, I scrubbed window. I'm like, well, you got to scrub all the windows, and there was much more than that. Yeah. So you got to make him do, and he's like, okay, done. And there's also like other sort of more complex features on it, like for instance, keyword searching, which sounds like not that complex.
The search is actually one of the best website searches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's because you took the time to index the media indexing keywords.
And also EJ joined the family a year ago. Every EJ review is there. Every EJ comic is there. So I'm kind of a stickler for this sort of thing. We both work in tech. And so naturally we were like, we kicked the tires on this thing quite a bit. It's been a long time coming, and it's also going to allow us to do all kinds of things that we weren't able to do before.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you had this crazy idea for a project, and where would we put it? YouTube? You can't put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Called the Elmo Cam.
Yes, the Elmo Cam.
You'll notice from the Winter Moth episodes that there's this Elmo doll that's just sitting out in John's backyard.
That's right.
And what's the origins of it? Was it one of your sisters?
None of your business.
Okay, yeah, right. Somebody on YouTube asked, what's up with the Elmo doll? I responded, none of your business.
I actually really liked it. I thought it was one of the funniest comments we ever left. No, but I can tell the story. My youngest sister, her room, after she kind of, moved, she eventually moved upstairs where my other sister used to live before she moved out. And she kind of left a bunch of old toys in there and stuff. And one day we opened up the window and the screen, we didn't have a screen, and some stuff fell out. And one of the things that fell out was the Elmo. It fell out of the window. It's a Tickle Me Elmo, original Tickle Me Elmo. And it just fell down where nobody kind of noticed it. We picked up the other stuff, and it just sat there. It sat there for about 8 years. Until we were actually doing this effort, because I don't know if you remember, my yard used to have a bunch of misc junk in it.
Yeah.
It had like a swing set,
Right.
It had a lot of like a sandbox, a lot of kids' toys from when we were really young, but never really got rid of.
Just forgotten lives.
Yeah, forgotten lives. I kind of cleaned that all out. And I found the Elmo when we were doing that. And I thought, this is kind of, he was like bleached on one side, it's really sad. And so I moved it out just so we could, kind of look at him.
So for the past year or so, as we shoot BoxMacs, we always see him out there.
Yeah.
EJ's taken some photos of him. Then he became kind of, inconspicuously a part of the Winter Moths format. And now there's a 24/7
24/7
stream.
Yep.
Of Elmo at all times, when it's thunder and lightning,
Yep.
and when it's bright, sunny out. It's black.
middle of night.
It's black and white.
It's Eric Site, I don't know how you say his name. It's his gymnopede, which are not so much sad, but melancholy. Which is really kind of the theme. And he'll be there, all year round. You can come check him out in the snow. You'll probably only see his eyes.
So you can get to him by going to, you bought a top-level domain, .camera.
Elmo.camera.
So it's elmo.camera.
Yeah.
And also you can get to it from the Red Cow site, which has its own Junt menu.
Yes.
Because we know that a lot of you come here through the Junt-related content. So not only can you go to the Junt menu and go to the Elmo cam,
Yep.
you can also now go to an incredibly important announcement,
What's that?
the MacDB.
MacDB, which is super cool.
You know, we've been teasing it forever, talking about we're going to do it, we're not going to do it, whatever. Everybody really wanted this thing.
Yeah.
Because we've put a lot of research time into the Macs, and so you put together a really comprehensive database of the title of the Mac, the episode number it was in.
Yeah,
our
I
notes.
picked out some fields based on what I was seeing. I did sampled about 15 episodes.
You got through a bunch of it, and then we kind of put it out to Reddit, like who can help us
Yeah.
do this. And I didn't expect much response.
Yeah, the support was amazing. I mean, I was stunned, like how many people helped out and
It was mostly
got the data.
mostly 5 people, and I want to shout them out.
Okay.
Toasty Mallows,
Yep.
Iron Manity 4353,
Okay.
AZ Tricky,
Yep.
and 612, and of course the moderator Michael Aboud,
Yep.
who sort of PM'd it,
Yeah.
from what I could tell. Those guys all descended upon this thing and did a really great job, and they even sort of wrote the notes in your voice.
Yes.
So-
it was so great. I mean, I didn't expect like it to get that much attention. I thought, oh, maybe somebody will poke at it, but no, it was so great. It's so great to have all that information now.
So it needs to be maintained ongoing.
Yep.
But it is a Google Doc, so if anybody wants to contribute to it, we can share it with you.
Yep.
But it is locked down now. I'm interested in what kinds of things we could do with the data.
Yeah.
Because right now it's pretty unwieldy. Like
Yeah.
it's a giant,
It's an Excel table.
a data visualization.
Yeah, correlations between like gun deaths. And
Yeah. Between gun deaths and episodes of BoxMac. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you just want to view it, it's there on the website.
Yeah.
You can either search for Mac database,
They should know how to get to the website too.
redcowentertainment.com,
Or
redcow.tv.
redcow.tv. I struggled to spell entertainment.
Because there's all those N's and letters.
There's lots of
T's.
letters. So I prefer the redcow.tv.
Redcow.tv,
Yeah.
which implies that it's a television station.
I know. But top level domains aren't what they're so much better now than they were when I registered that 2 years
That's
ago.
another thing that's kind of neat about the new website is we used to, every time we made a new feature film, we had to kind of like make a new,
Yeah,
we had
how
to make
about a sub-site, and some of them were like from the 90s, like the
Yeah.
10 pounds one, or the Having Fun Up There one was all right, but it
was a
just-
WordPress template.
Yeah, it was a quick WordPress template, so
So now they all
landing page.
they all kind of, those domains redirect to the subsites that are on Red Cow Entertainment for each of those, and they have the press package and all the screenings and the media and everything you would expect. So we're really happy with the website, folks. We also have a new web series that's really kind of small time, and I haven't even published any of them public to YouTube yet. But if you're into this, if you liked the flea market episode, Nina and I have been finding ourselves revisiting the flea market a little bit more often than I expected.
Yeah, you guys have really been like going to that a lot.
I had a Power Rangers toy collection when I was a child,
Yep.
and now that we have like adult money, we've started to expand that some.
Hello, this is all my Power Ranger stuff. My mom made me this costume right here. Go Green Ranger, go!
Power Rangers value has gone way up,
Yes, like most things from our childhood.
and I think with the movies coming out, it'll probably go even more.
And
so.
I hear that you completed your collection of large Power Rangers.
That's
Is that
true. That's true. The full size figures are. We now have all of them.
That's awesome.
They had a treasure trove of this stuff, and we've been, if anybody knows, we've been looking for a Trini for a while, Yellow Ranger, because we didn't have her.
And of course, we collect Mighty Morphin and Prior. We don't go Zeo and Orange.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch Flea Market Roundup, and it's literally just me with my cell phone cam showing you what I bought and how much it was.
Yep.
Which sounds to me like something a lot of people on the internet watch. They watch that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can you can see that on the on the site.
check it out.
Media, video category, web series. There it is. Or just search for it. Flea Market Roundup. We also have a bunch of new shirt designs.
And isn't
expanded.
Nina wearing one of those shirt designs today?
Yes, Red Cow shirt, which is our new website logo. Which again, indie films, podcasts, cartoons, web series, and BoxMac. And then on the back, we have, and of course, she got it in tank top form. There's a bunch of logos here. BoxMac, What's in Junt's Cart, BagTrash even got a slot.
I only after 38 episodes, it should have.
EJ Comic and EJ Reviews both, and all of our feature films, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I've seen you wear the What's in Junt's Cart tee.
Of course, there's kids' tees. There's a yellow pullover. There's this knit hat with the pixels.
That's very cool.
We haven't really ordered any of yet. This Christmas sweater.
Yeah, that's from the Christmas episode.
The hats, of course. A gray hoodie.
That's a new design, isn't it? That black and red.
Nina and Emily both own those. But yes, they've never been available in the store. And of course, this raglan zip hoodie. I like zip hoodies, but they are more expensive to stock.
Yes, yeah.
I would be really remiss if I didn't announce there are now ways you can give us money
Yeah.
besides buying our stuff.
Yes.
You can donate on Patreon, and we have just a couple of different reward levels. There's a $2 a month, there's a $10 a month, and there's a $30 a month.
Yep.
And the $10 a month gets you some kind of discounted merchandise at a certain dollar level, and $30 a month gets you a higher bracket of merchandise. You'll receive something monthly for donating that much money. And if you donate just $2 a month, like a $24 a year sort of thing, you don't get nothing. But it's...
You get, knowing that the money goes almost exclusively to cameras and equipment and noodles.
We've gotten feedback where people say, I just enjoy the show.
Sure.
I just want you to keep doing it. I'll give you a little bit of money to keep doing it.
That's cool.
And don't forget, it's not just BoxMac on this show. Like EJ's got to eat too. He's got bills to pay. He's got mouths to feed.
Yeah.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
And money don't grow on trees.
Yes, that's the one. If you want to just give kind of like a one-time donation, which I've done that before with people that I really love.
Yeah.
There's also a PayPal link at the top. So you want to just say, here, I don't want no reward. Just love what you guys are doing. You can do that. So of course, this is not the kind of thing we expect. But if you've been asking about that kind of thing, we do want you to know that it exists now.
Yep.
That's the website, John.
That's so cool. You really got to check it out.
We have a special guest,
A special guest.
Adrian Barkley. Why don't you come step up to the plate?
He's taller than any of you.
Wow, you are tall.
I should be standing at the back.
This foe is beyond any of
Going
you.
mobile for this one.
This is Adrian Barkley, and we got an email from his wife Shelly. Who said this. Hello, I'm sure you get a lot of weird email, so maybe this won't come off as utterly bizarre. Here's hoping. Last November, I wound up in the hospital due to a chronic condition. Is this okay if we say this on the show? Okay.
Sure.
Last November, I wound up in the hospital due to a chronic condition. That's not the important bit. My husband was going through this stuff with me for the first time ever, so he took the week off work to sort things out at home and fuss about medical stuff. Needless to say, it was all very stressful for him. Still not the important part. While I was in the hospital, Adrian, my husband, came across your show BoxMac. He watched it and ate lots of the stuff to get by without my cooking. He actually credits your show with getting him through and keeping his mind off things. When I got out, he introduced me to it and we watched like every episode. We also watched What's in Junt's Cart, which I loved, and my husband says reminds me of him. Is that true? You're a shopper?
Yeah.
I don't know a ton of random trivia, but I'm cheap and know where all the good deals are. It was very entertaining for us and was something calm to watch as I got better. We're huge fans, especially him. Here's the important bit. Adrian is seriously the kindest, funniest guy I've ever met. He's a Brit who moved to the US to be with me. I've been grateful for it ever since. I'd be happy if you could give him a BoxMac shirt, an autographed box of Mac, or just a picture of you guys holding up a sign that says, "Hi, Adrian." Bringing you on the show is a little bit better than a sign that's really just anything to help me say thanks to him for everything.
Aww.
And then she attached a dorky Christmas picture to show you the goofball you're helping me thank. This is Casey Kasem.
Aww, what a lovely picture.
So that's you guys being super weird.
We do that every year.
Is it a Shining sort of reference? Is that what we're doing?
Well, it could be, actually. She is a big fan of Stephen King.
Yeah, here's the deal. We're going to give you a couple free shirts. So I shipped this to you, and then it got rejected.
Yeah, they told us we didn't live there anymore.
Return to sender, no mail receptacle, unable to forward, return to sender.
Yeah.
So that's for you and Shelly.
Awesome.
Not one shirt. There's two. It meant a lot to us when we got the email, for sure, because we did, we're just making jokes and cooking BoxMac. We didn't know that we were helping anybody do anything. So that was pretty cool. So thanks for the sentiment, and enjoy the free clothing.
Thank you.
All right. See you in Britain. Every now and then we get mentioned on, the internet.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a podcast out there. It's not super well listened to, but maybe it could be a little bit more well listened to. It's a bunch of Canucks.
Canadians.
Right. Insert coin to continue
Okay.
is the podcast.
Sure.
Here's a sample of them referencing us.
All right.
So we generally talk a little bit about BoxMac every episode.
Yeah,
Not every
that's
episode.
my favorite.
but every
Well,
couple
sorry,
of
the
episodes.
past few we have.
It's legitimately my favorite show.
Yeah.
It's a really good. It's good
Oh,
entertainment.
he's got
Can't say
Yeah.
it's not.
So.
And then they proceed to talk about how, because of their love for BoxMac, they're getting sent pictures of BoxMac and being informed about the Cheetos and all this sort of thing. And it's pretty funny, I gotta say, to listen to their podcast and listen to them say pasta, a Canadian thing, and listen to them say, a boot, a box, and I'm sorry about this.
Sorry.
And they want us to come on their show.
That would be awesome. I'd love to. I mean, we tried to do our own video game podcast. Didn't quite work out that well.
Well, we did 10 episodes. No, I think we got bigger plans for video game related content.
Yeah.
The SNES stuff it's going to happen.
That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so I'll let you know, but we'll sit in on one of their shows.
Sure.
And listen,
Talk a little.
Listen to them talk about pasta. Time to get to all the comments, emails, Facebooks, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Shall we dive in? This is from Jeremy Watkins. He's a big fan. Frankie, your generosity is much appreciated. I threw in a few. He ordered a bunch of Blu-rays. I threw in a few more.
Oh, how nice.
I want to make sure he had a full set.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of BoxMac and What's in Junt's Cart. I've watched them all several times and have recently started watching the vlogs and listening to the Discount Film School podcasts. The Benny's Homestyle Mac and Cheese special has quickly become my third favorite Christmas special. Notice he spells favorite with a U, so we might be. I think we're dealing with a Canadian here.
Or from someone from the UK.
Pretty sure I sent it to Canada.
Okay.
Behind A Charlie Brown Christmas and Married with Children, It's a Bundiful Life. How many people's favorite Christmas special is that thing?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I'm Al Bundy.
Would you stop playing Nintendo up there for a minute? What kind of mess have you got me into? What have you done to me?
I look forward to watching your movies. Keep up the good work. Spoons are better. Jeremy Watkins, Biscuits McGee on the YouTube.
Now, there's a man who was right.
This is from Rhea. Rhea Vishat.
She even gave pronunciation.
She sent us the Muscle Max.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I suppose long time is a bit odd, but I've been watching since episode 3 or so, viewer of BoxMac and one of the Kickstarter backers. I asked on the last uploaded episode if you guys had received a product called Muscle Mac on YouTube, and you guys had said no. I came across the product at a Publix in Columbia, South Carolina. I wanted to send it along to you guys, especially in light of early on in the series when you were saying you were getting snide comments about not understanding about protein. This Mac's selling point is 20 grams of protein per serving, so I think it'd be right up your alley.
And I've never seen that before, so it's clearly not that common.
I'll have to try it. This is from Ryan Waltz. Hello, I hope you still use this email. I'm not a writer, but I had this idea while watching the BoxMac Blu-ray. I meant to go back and edit it after the initial writing, but when reading, it became awkward. I had to stop and just send it, so I'm sure there's lots of problems, and I hope you can get through it and enjoy it. This is the first bit of fan fiction that's ever been written.
Fan fiction?
Yes.
Maybe Are you going to read an excerpt, maybe?
Maybe we can do a quick skim. This is his pitch of a BoxMac Halloween special in the future.
Yep.
Frank and Mac Part 2 Macvania. I think he means Macvania. On this episode, John, Frankie, and co-host Zach mix their favorite cheese sauce mixes and noodles from different Macs to create the perfect BoxMac. Unfortunately, when they add the sauce mix to the noodles, something horrible happens. Orange smoke fills the kitchen, and our hosts are overcome. When they awake, John and Frankie find themselves in the world around them completely animated. Co-host Zach is missing. They begin walking, and after pushing through some brush, their new world is revealed. Jurassic Park theme plays. We see mountains of salt, oceans of hot bubbly cheese, creatures made of noodles conjugating on the grass. John says they do move in herds. Their view is short-lived. They're surrounded by giant pipettes holding spears and dressed in cavemen garb. We see Nina and EJ have also been captured. They're working sound and the camera respectively. The noodle army begins to become distracted when they leave. Frankie, Nina, and EJ sneak to John's cell. Eventually, we're saved by Pirate Zach. Frankie awakes on the floor of John's kitchen. The world is no longer animated. He's surrounded by the crew. Frankie slipped on a noodle and blacked out. Frankie reveals his dream. You were there, you were there. Frankie still sits in shock as Nina rises. Well, then this might be a good time to give this to you. I know you had to get rid of him. She reveals the Kraft Keeper and says, plus, it's Halloween after all. Nina holds the Kraft Keeper as his laugh is voiced over. The episode of BoxMac continues. So that's what we were sent.
It's fun.
We've never been sent anything like that before.
No, I'm just excited to see something new and interesting, right?
Right.
It's really cool. Are we gonna post that somewhere so people can take a look at it if they like?
Yeah, maybe we need like a fan art section.
I think that would be great.
Maybe like a blog post, Fan Art Friday or something.
Hey, look at that, EJ.
That's what Mr. Thursday content over there. This is from Stephen Colbert, of course, not the late show host, but
what if he actually is? And it's just we're just kind of being,
cavalier, like protecting his identity by saying his name.
Yes.
I made a joke about autism.
Yes, you did. You can actually feel the embossing on the back.
Like if you have autism and you need to kind of like calm down. Crap. I probably just offended so much of our audience.
Yeah, you did.
Because they're either autistic or they have autistic children because they feed them so much mac and cheese.
Didn't I say we're going to get lettuce?
He says, my autistic son said that you did not offend. And yes, we feed him a ton of mac. All right, here's a super weird request.
Okay, super weird.
There's somebody who I suspect English is a second language.
Okay. ESL.
The name is Marie Trout. She has invited me multiple times to her mac and cheese Facebook group, and I joined for a little while.
Yep.
And they were very happy to have me.
Mac and cheese Facebook group.
There's about 20 of them. It's called Mac and Cheese Lovers, and they just post dishes of mac and cheese.
Okay.
I did leave eventually because there were too many notifications. But I got a Facebook message that says, thanks for entertaining us on the internet. I enjoy the mac and cheese tastings, because that's what the show is. That's the mac and cheese tastings.
I mean, we do, I guess.
Could you please send an autograph photo of Junt and Frankie to Marie Trout?
If this was 1987, I might write my favorite star and say, could you please send me an autographed photo? Or I might, not to imply, but this is.
I think we might be dealing with an old person.
Do we have headshots?
So
We should get professional, sexy headshots.
Yeah.
So I suggested that sure, we could maybe do that for you.
Yeah.
Maybe also take a look at the store and see if you'd like to pick something out. And she said, I'm sorry, I have no money.
Well, some people don't. I mean, that's okay.
And so she wants us to, so I think we need to do a group photo.
A group photo.
Should we do it right now? This one's from Marion Mustafa.
Ooh, that's a last name for you.
Yes. We are spending a few days in Dublin. May I have a list of your entertainment for the weekend of July the 7th, 8th, and 9th? Thank you. What's going on here, John? There is a Red Cow Dublin.
Oh!
That has entertainment.
I see!
And they want to know what entertainment is available.
Oh, did you reply and say sorry?
Yeah, the Red Cow Moran Hotel Dublin. Anyway, she wants to know what entertainment's available at Red Cow.
Did you tell her the BoxMac Shirts card? Their reviews?
Various feature films.
Yes.
Katie Knowles, hey there. A customer of mine and huge fan of your show suggested I submit my product for your consideration. He mentioned you were interested in doing quirky and unusual macs. I'd be glad to send you some mac and cheeses. If you don't mind, it's in a bag versus a box, let me know. Even if you don't want to put it on your show, I'd be happy to send some to you anyway for the love of cheeses. Cheers, Kate, from JesusI'mHungry.com. It's a parody, of course, not proselytizing.
So did you reply?
I said, sure, send it, and I never got it. So well, maybe someday.
Maybe it's on the way. I hope. I'm interested to hear about your mac and cheese.
She didn't really describe what was unusual about it, other than that there was a religious parody.
Maybe
involved.
it's Jesus-shaped pasta.
It's not unusual for Christians to eat Jesus.
One could sanctify the pasta as the body of Christ. I mean, it is just bread, basically.
On to Facebook.
On to Facebook.
From Ashley Blom. I would like to see Junt's Cart episode where y'all check out 13 deals and That Daily Deal and Groupon, all.com, because the bargains there are insane. You don't buy it, do you?
No, I don't buy it. If I can talk for a little bit on this topic, right?
We have hours.
Yeah, well, we have after hours.
Yeah.
Groupon often has some really good deals on stuff I never need, right? The only site I actually go to on a daily basis to check for deals is meh.com, M-E-H. And sometimes they have some really good things. That's where I got my Ninja Assassin blender, vacuum sealer. That's where I got some pillows, great deals. But I don't know about these sites. We could do it. I don't know if it'd be that interesting.
Yeah, it's not exactly a show.
Yeah.
We like things that are kind of visual since we do have the cameras out and all. Leela Hindman, this is the makeup lady.
Yep.
Some finds from Sprouts. Let me know if there are any you don't. And she sent them.
She sent them in, and that was such a great box. Thank you. Oh, we even get shelf pictures. I love when we have shelf pictures to go things up against.
Josh James, he sent me a video.
Josh here from the Seattle Folklife. Turns out that they have a place that does dumplings that are macaroni and cheese. And they're actually very good. Big surprise that potato and cheese are good friends.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I think I've had pierogies that are kind
Pierogies
of...
are wonderful. I love pierogies. Every time I go to the store to look at for new Mac products, I always see things that are like that. Like nochi with cheese. Like not quite. They don't make it to BoxMac, but there's all kinds of good stuff out there.
Sure. Jessica Carlisle Gennaro.
That is Zach's sister.
Seeing my brother in the BoxMac getup got me curious. She's wondering why he's wearing these cult shirts.
Yeah.
I started looking through your videos and now I'm binge watching. Hey John, glad to see you're doing well. Keep it up. I'm curious to see what else you'll come up with.
Yeah, so her and I used to be, we were in the band together, kind of friends then in high school. Haven't really talked to her in a number of years, but glad to know she's a fan.
Jeff Hibbert, another fan, he made the Game Grumps inspired thing.
Yeah.
He watched our flea market episode.
Yep.
Where we disparaged Nintendo 64. You always think that N64, you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. You're not.
Yeah, it hasn't aged well.
He's apparently a major Nintendo 64 fan, and so he made this piece of artwork. Hey, a new Junt's Cart. I love that show. You always think that with N64, you're gonna have fun. You're not. Then he reacts, then I react, then he reacts, then I react, and then the internet civil war.
That's actually pretty funny. I mean, there were some good N64 games. Right?
I'm gonna defend you here, okay?
Okay, come on.
Because Mario 64 is one of the best games
Incredible
of all
games.
time. Like the physics, the feel of it. But let's be honest. N64 is the pre-teen years of video games.
Yeah.
Like
a little bit of armpit hair.
Well, yeah, one arm's a lot longer than the other. It hasn't aged well. And a lot of the games run at 8 frames per second. So,
It doesn't look good on modern TVs.
So a lot of the game concepts were amazing, groundbreaking. GoldenEye.
Ocarina of Time.
New ideas that you hadn't seen before.
But I'm not taking it out to play it.
Yeah.
Especially on modern TVs. You blow up that stuff.
But I tell you what, if they release, this new NES appliance, they're shipping. If they make something that emulates N64 and can up-res it a little bit,
upscales it,
I would be there.
I would be
give
there.
it.
We'd all be there. We'd buy it.
We'd all be there. I would spend up to $200 to $300 on that.
Whoa.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Nintendo, you're listening.
1080 snowboarding in 1080p, finally.
Yep.
At last.
Lisa Ferrara, friend of the show.
Yep.
She says Cracker Barrel Mac is on sale right now. This is around like June 7th.
Yeah.
At Stop and Shop, $2.99 a box.
And I did indeed buy some at that time.
Is that a good price?
Yes. Normally $3.49, $2.99 is a sale price.
Nice. Lisa also wished us on July 7th, Happy National Macaroni Day.
She tracks National Month and National Day.
I don't understand these sort of...
I mean, of course it's all like
these useless days.
Yeah.
There was like a noodle week that everybody was informing me about. We didn't do anything for it, I'm not playing.
We don't celebrate that kind of thing.
John O'Brien, he's commented many times on our show. Fan of the show. He says, I'd BoxMac her, you'd BoxMac her, wouldn't you? He'd definitely BoxMac her. I don't know what that means, but
I think he's substituting BoxMac for some kind of act.
Right. Where's EJ? He see Arya's face wall post? I don't know what that means. I never liked girl with the punchable face. I don't like the whole violence towards women thing. Can we refer to her as the girl with the postable face now, or portable face, as my phone's autocorrect is suggesting?
And I used that joke in my review.
Oh, yeah?
After Arya is done with punchable face, she becomes lady with a portable face.
He sent us a meme from Game of Thrones. We got a lot more Game of Thrones content coming in from fans because of you. Lord Friendzone to Danny, I love you. And then hers is just seen.
Yes.
And then he sent us another bit of information about how bad did caterpillars hit Rhode Island. One photo says it all.
Yes.
Even though you say that your backyard hasn't been hit that bad this year, apparently this is a record year.
Some areas were hit terribly. We actually had a cold snap here in the winter that I think killed most of them, which we got down to -6 here for a short period of time. Damaged lots of plants, but...
Says here,
this is awful.
The worst gypsy moth infestation to hit Rhode Island in 15 years is almost over, but it has left scars. Best seen above, and there's the photo.
Yeah.
And this is written from Exeter, Rhode Island. This is from John once again. Kraft's cheese coloring strategy is one that started in the 17th century to trick people into thinking their cheap cheese was better than it was.
I'm sure they're talking about how the new way they're dyeing, which is with annatto or paprika.
The beta carotene.
Yeah,
Remember?
beta carotene. That could have been used at any point in history to make Max more yellow.
All right, Ben White said, hey, Frankie, do you have any new feature films planned? The answer is no. There's none planned.
Yeah.
But
BoxMac really takes up a tremendous amount of all the shows, all the content, all the website, everything. Has taken up all your bandwidth, Frank.
Pretty much. I can't really do anything but this. But we did shoot, and we have 4 hours of edited content from a documentary we were shooting in 2014 about the expensive weddings that we really do. Now that Mina has finished up some schooling she went back to, we might have some time to circle back and finish that up.
Timeless.
Dazzling.
Modern.
Vibrant.
Unforgettable.
Quirky.
And above all,
Mine.
I have zero idea of how much one of these costs.
DJ, I didn't even think about DJs.
You just say, oh, we're having a party. We got married last night, so join us for a barbecue. You're not going to get grandma to travel across the country, maybe grandma.
I'm gonna play the role of excited, engaged bride-to-be.
You gotta make yourself a budget.
You're supposed to have been caring about how this whole thing goes down since you were
My
young.
entire life.
So I'm in a wedding. I was bricks over the $200 dress.
We see shows that highlight the bridezilla and shows that reward the bridezilla.
I want to be huge. I want to be the center of attention.
You do that.
The bride is not the center of attention on the day of. It really is the food. It really is the venue. Is the DJ great?
We handle bands, DJs, photography, videography, uplighting, and photo booths. We also have the ability to do a payment plan. It just helps manage cash flow.
Your total is approximately $14,000.
$580 a piece.
For flowers.
Per arrangement?
Arrangement.
Go bankrupt.
Would people travel for a commitment ceremony, or would they travel for an actual wedding? They're not the same.
Hey, by the way, we're having a kick-ass wedding, so sure hope you have an extra $500 to just come out and dress fancy.
I think it's just like, it can be as stressful as you want to make it.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I really believe it. Do you like that?
I sure do.
Do you like that because I like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Happy wife, happy life.
The guy who wrote Having Fun Up There, he certainly wants to write something else. We just, I think he's been busy as well, and I haven't been prompting him. I think if I poked him, he would do it, but I haven't been because of BoxMac. So, but I certainly have intentions, just no plans.
Yeah.
Shady Matar says, some people like to watch the world burn, and shared the mac and Cheetos. Ryan Waltz also shared the mac and Cheetos, but he had a fun image of Ian Malcolm looking at them from Jurassic Park saying, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Which is funny, but we have tried them. We tried them on the unboxing episode, and they weren't really outside of the scope of like human thought.
No. Clearly what it is mac and cheese, and they've got a batter that is Cheetos based.
I think they're really good. A different mozzarella stick idea.
It's good. I actually like it. I think it's got a real strong cheese flavor.
Ryan Waltz also said, just found a town near me that has this every year, and it's too late for me to get off work. And that's maccheesecookoff.com. And I think it's some
kind of mac and cheese festival.
We keep getting prompted to go to one of these. This is in Chester County in
Pennsylvania?
Downingtown, Pennsylvania. We ain't going.
No.
But someday I'd love to go to a mac and cheese festival. Wouldn't
it'd be fun.
A school that I work for has a dining hall. And they want to have a mac and cheese night.
Yep.
Where people bring them in. And they want us to be the judges.
I am actually really excited about that.
And
I am more than willing to go up to Boston for it.
You'd have to take a day off from work, so would I.
Yeah.
They want to do this maybe in November. My only caveat would be we got to film it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they said that normally filming's not allowed in those spaces, but they can maybe figure something out. So it's on there. I've passed by the whiteboard that says Frankie Mac and Cheese November. Like it's on a whiteboard.
It's on somebody's whiteboard?
Yes.
Jeez.
This was forwarded to me by Sam Tex, who's a local police officer and a fan of the show, and we went to school together. According to the International Dairy Food Association, the most popular cheese recipe in the United States is mac and cheese. Cook some mac and cheese today to celebrate June is Dairy Month. So it's Dairy Month, Noodle Day, and Noodle Week, and Macaroni Day.
and Cheese Hour.
Sam also sent us a link to a little follow-up. Follow-up to that gentleman who got, with the jalapeno mac and cheese, who got arrested for being belligerent. Sounds to me like this guy needs to try mac and cheese served at the House of Correction. And this guy was picked up yet again. A former UConn student has been arrested in Florida who went on a drunken, obscenity-laced tirade about jalapeno bacon mac and cheese. He posted a video apologizing for the mac and cheese incident.
Like when I watched the video a few days later, I couldn't even believe that it was me in it. Like I was just watching it thinking, oh my God, like what the hell's wrong with me? Like,
oh man, what did I do that for? Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
He also asked to please stop sending him mac and cheese.
To all those who want to send donations of mac and cheese to me, please just send it to your local food pantry. There's a lot of hungry people out there.
So he has the same problem we have.
But we don't want you to stop.
Brett Kulikovich.
Yeah.
He watched the Rain and Flea episode, and he saw us wonder what that metal structure was.
What's this? I have no idea. Trying to figure it out?
I think that's a heat exchanger for a flue.
Oh, it could be. That's really interesting.
Matt Gabriel said it sent us this photo of rainbow mac.
Oh, gross.
It is kind of gross. It probably tastes identical to mac, but it doesn't make me appetized for mac to see them in blue and green.
I mean, it's obviously just food coloring, but...
Matt says, I personally don't like mixing up these two either, and sends me this very low-res meme.
Yeah,
one of these
it's
real
pretty
trashy
low.
ones.
Yeah,
Your uncle's passed back and forth?
The JPEG has been JPEG'd many JPEGs.
It says, PSA, some people have sex and that's okay. Some people don't have sex and that's also okay. But what's not okay is putting ketchup in your goddamn mac and cheese. Thanks, Matt.
We're not going to get any more feedback from Matt. Poor Matt, he's trying his best. He's finding things, he's having a good laugh. You're coming in and saying, your sense of humor is the crap.
He needs to develop it. He needs to develop a sense of humor and start sending us better stuff.
Aww.
Otherwise...
That's cruel and unusual.
You're not going to make After Hours anymore. Lauren Robbins, girlfriend to Adam, who sent us the Ghostbusters poster, sent me this meme. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta.
That's very cute.
I kind of like it. I think the Craft Keeper will have more to say this year. James Berger, who goes on Facebook as James Berger Meister.
Okay.
Meaning he still somehow, 30 years later, has a sense of humor about the fact that his last name is Berger.
Berger, yeah.
Which is pretty impressive, because I'd be out of laughs. This is a question for us. Hey man, random question. In the Indoor Rain and Flea episode of Junt's Cart, you make reference to a computer flea market at CCRI. What was that called? John and I used to go to CCRI in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Yeah,
And we go to the
called Kogan Fairs. The company still exists. They still run a couple shows in Connecticut, but nothing on the scale like they used to run.
Kogan Fairs was the name of the company that ran it. And they're still around, but they don't do shows in our area anymore. They only do small hotel shows in Connecticut.
This really impressed me. I don't know if you saw this go down. When the Cracker Barrel episode came out and some of the Canadian fans couldn't get at it,
Yep.
a small Mac exchange program began in the Facebook thread.
Really?
Heather Hawley, John O'Brien, Chris LaRue, they all started to kind of start a Mac exchange program. Now, we have a new website and we have a Reddit. If you see a Mac you love on the show and a fan lives there and can get it for you, maybe the two of you trade Macs.
Trade some Mac.
On to Twitter.
On to Twitter.
Jeremy Watkins. I hope you don't mind me asking, Frankie, but what size is the BoxMac shirt you wear in the videos? So it depends if I'm having a fat day or not.
Yeah.
But like I must be having a fat day because I've gone with XL today.
Yep.
But I sometimes go with L. So if you think you're about my size and you want to buy a shirt, L or XL will probably do.
There you go.
Probably do you. The XL is comfy.
Yep.
I'd go with XL. Corbin Johnson. Man, does he take up the Twitter bandwidth.
Does he?
I know he works in your office and he's responsible to some degree for the Chicago box.
Yep.
But he has this real habit of sending us shelf photos.
I actually love a shelf
Quite
photo.
a few shelf photos. Oh Noodle, they've downgraded the BoxMac display and raised the price at my local grocer, and it's all just Annie's. Just all damn Annie's.
Annie's. Ugh.
A question for John. How do you feel about these misleading sale labels at grocers? $2.75, $2.75.
You know, I'm not a fan.
What am I looking at here?
Highlighting the price as if it were a sale, and it's really not a sale.
It looks like a sale because it's yellow tag.
Yep.
So is it 3 boxes for $5 or $3 for 5 boxes? $3/5. What does that mean, indeed?
I think you would get 5 for $3, but this is Annie's, so clearly you're not going to get 5 for $3.
I think if you buy 5, the unit price becomes 3.
But that's outrageous.
Right.
Yeah, he's right. It makes no sense.
He sent us this strange box that says, "You're the mac and the cheese."
Okay.
Thank you. If you're ever in the neighborhood, this is a very good home style. And he sends us a picture of a good-looking home style, although it doesn't really appeal to me because of the bread. He also didn't say where it is.
This particular mac is served in a little cast iron dish. And I am not a fan of macaroni and cheese in cast iron because it leaches right into the mac and makes it taste like iron.
I agree. It also keeps it too hot.
Yeah, and you don't want to. You actually, after you want to mix the cheese, you want to let the mac cool.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan.
Corbin continues. We got another 3 from him.
Sure.
A food truck in Portland. Hope to try it. This is mac and trees, and he's got like 4 different types here: a mac and trees, a pesto mac, a home style, and a blue cheese, please. Is Corbin maybe susceptible to kind of the fluffy stuff?
I don't think so. He doesn't. He seems like he's a very level-headed guy. He's a huge Star Trek fan. I don't see it.
I like that you just fit in the Star Trek bit.
Oh, it is like a defining characteristic.
Woohoo! 8 cents off from the previous price. Hashtag still Annie's. Hashtag not 3 cheese. We're now down to $1.67 for a box of Annie's at that same place.
I actually kind of like this evolution of pricing progression and seeing. I don't know what supermarket it is, but I know the price.
So Corbin, great job with the updates. Maybe a little more info, right? So that we know.
Well, it is Twitter, right? The whole idea is you don't give much.
Is you don't communicate. YOLO Splurge Day. This is his final tweet. My first hashtag BoxMac in probably 10 years or so.
He is super low carb.
After all of that talk of BoxMac, I thought he was eating Mac left and right.
No. He is a fervent practicer of low carb.
So how do you explain his homestyle Mac that he was trying there? Or the fact that he wants to try the mac and trees on the truck?
I don't know.
What's going on, Corbin? More information.
Inconsistent data.
He might mean he's never bought like a box of Macs at home, maybe. All right, on to another super fan.
Yeah.
This is Andrew K at Iron Manatee 4353, and Andrew is extremely active on our Reddit too, like a really big fan. So you're gonna hear a lot from Andrew and all these. Do you guys announce when you're going somewhere for an episode of Junt's Cart? I'd love to meet you guys if you're ever close. We could start.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to get the message.
No, I mean, often when we have a list that we're going to pick from, but we also often don't decide until we're heading out.
Like we might do one today, we might not.
Yeah.
And if we tweeted a half hour before we left,
I don't think you'd make it.
You're probably not going to even see the tweet. Do you guys have any plans to review canned Macs? We have.
We've done the only one I know of. If you have another canned mac besides the Chef Boyardee, I'm happy to try it.
Thought this was interesting. Hashtag Cheeto Mac. This is sent from Joseph Clark.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Matty Matheson. We're here in the most beautiful city in the world, Toronto. Macaroni with Cheetos on top.
So the video is called How to Make Matty Matheson's Bathtub Cheeto Mac and Cheese.
But instead of baking the Cheetos, he's kind of just mixed them in.
And then he's in a bathtub at one point?
So what I like to do, guys, enjoy my macaroni in the bathtub, you know?
I don't understand the concept there.
He has a lot of views.
So if we could get you tattooed head to toe, put you in a bathtub, and then eat the mac, we'd finally be able
Nobody would. Why does that drive views?
Every single YouTube channel that I watch, the videos all start this way. Hey, what's going on, guys?
I like our cold opens way better. Cheese Powzers, and is the BoxMac real? No.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I think people like our show because it's not your average YouTube show.
I think so.
And we get a lot of comments that are along the lines of, I can't believe I like this. Which shows you the marketability of the concept. DC Barnes says, just got my BoxMac Blu-ray, now binge watching. This is quite possibly the best cooking show ever.
Oh.
I like the people who like their Blu-rays.
Yep.
At Lunchbox85, this comes from Lunchbox.
Ooh.
Let's get one thing straight! 3 exclamation points. Red Cowan and BoxMac and What's in John's car are flippin' amazing.
Flippin' amazing.
Let's get that straight at least.
All right. I'm glad that we got that cleared up.
Let's end confusion.
Yeah.
Joseph Clark again says, best Junt's car ever in reference to the Random Flea episodes.
I thought that was, I really do think that's one of the best.
I think so too. There's kind of 2 tiers of Junt's card I've noticed. There's kind of the quick and dirty cell phone video version, and then there's the kind of like more highly produced versions.
Yeah.
And how do we choose which one is which?
It depends what camera is in Frankie's car.
Yeah, kind of. And there's also maybe an element of like, if you know you're going to do Rainham,
yeah,
you probably show up with some resources.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to do the Westport Fair, maybe show up with some resources. Tina Matar says, have you seen this before? Mac Magic, and it looks just like the electric Mac cooker.
With recolored, yeah, this is fascinating.
And it looks just as deadly. It's $13.99. There's a cartoon version of the device.
Yeah, it's got no soul.
Jeremy Watkins again says, have you ever tried this BoxMac? Michelina's Grand 1 pound.
No, I've never even seen that product. I know Michelina's. I have never seen the Grande version.
You're really sparking to this. Is this something?
Well, because I am a fan of Michelina's. They have small portions and it's pretty good mac. And I'm wondering if you got a little bit more of it together and you up the cheese a little bit in quality, I think you'd have something really special. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one.
Matt Harrington says, today on BoxMac, meatballs, our mac and cheese is better than crack. So I said next time on Box Crack.
Ooh, Box Crack.
That was the crack I made about crack. At Aviator Gaming. Aviator Gaming has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. That's a serious channel.
Yes.
Doing what, you ask? Playing Minecraft.
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Primarily?
Yep, it's a Minecraft channel. They must have some fans in that million to our 1,000.
Yeah.
That might enjoy some mac and
Maybe
cheese.
if we got 1% of additional of their fans, 1%, Frankie.
Yes.
We would increase our fan base by 20%.
So whenever he gives us a little shout out, it means a lot. And he tweeted, one of the best channels on YouTube, hands down. And that got a lot of likes and retweets from his folks. He also sent a graphic of himself in the swag. There he is with the BoxMac hat.
That's awesome.
Right? Nina really pushed for those hats. If you like the hats, you can thank Nina.
Thank you, Nina.
Bo Hindman, this is Leela's, the makeup lady.
Yeah.
Her husband.
Sure.
Still the best show that celebrates life's low pleasures, BoxMac.
Aww.
And links to our show.
Yeah.
This is from Nebo Gipfel. UK sweltering, hottest day. What better to chill with than portly, cheerful Americans expertly boiling yellow stuff?
See, that that's like that accent that doesn't really exist anymore.
Oi!
That's like an artifact of 1909 London.
Go to the dark corners of London and cheerfully boil yellow things. So he, I guess it was super hot in the UK, right? You should know how, like, when we showed up to shoot at John's house today, he's like deadly scared of the heat.
I'm super concerned!
There's a heat wave coming. So that's it for now.
Yeah,
We're gonna come back. There's actually a lot more.
There's a ton more. All kinds of stuff. Next time there'll be more.
When we go after hours.
Yeah, after hours.